Prox, the permutations of fate created a high probability that you'd... I would like to talk about the relics I heard you describe to Baragon. The Lamp of Clarity and Abolisher are two of the relics once used to defeat and imprison Athelia. As I said, they are two of the 3 relics Mora had created when Athelia became a threat. He enlisted other Daedric princes against her, and they made the relics. Abolisher was forged by Boethia to cut a path to Athelia no matter where she walked. The Lamp of Clarity, which she recovered from the Outcast Inn, was crafted by Azura. She wrought the lamp to illuminate the many paths, to make the unseen seen. Only one of the 3 relics remains to be found, the Skein of Secrets. A relic woven by Mephala, Daedric Prince of Secrets. It tracks Athelia and the unseen, but I do not know exactly how. It was locked in a vault long ago and forgotten. Given the Recollection's interest in Neriostre, I think it might be there. Torvasad used Abolisher to open the way to Athelia's prison. He knows the relics can be used to return her there, and will do anything to prevent that. These ancient tools may be the keys to saving Westweald, and perhaps all of reality. The blade, the lamp, and the skein countered Athelia's power in ancient times. I think they can do so again. You and Baragon are fated to seek the Skein of Secrets in Neriostre. I have my own tasks, and shall find you when it is time to finish this. My appointed tasks range far beyond Westweald, Proxy. While you deal with Athelia's servants, Nantharian and Vargas, I seek her first scion, Torvasad, the author of all these troubles. You and I shall cross paths again soon enough. We observed Torvasad using Abolisher to open portals. Creating a portal is not difficult, and I am rather proficient at it myself. But Abolisher appears to do it swiftly, and with great precision. I suspect it can destroy them as well. The lamp allows us to gaze into the many paths. Think of that as a halo of possibilities and alternate fates that surrounds our own reality. Things can be real in the many paths that are not real here. We may need it to confront Athelia. That remains to be seen, Proxy. We have observed the effects of Abolisher and the lamp firsthand. The skein, however, has been hidden for thousands of years. I presume its function will become apparent once you recover it.
Did you hear? The King of Vashabar. He's the leader of the Recollection.
I know those Vashabar would help me wait for all this.
Oh! Traveler! Can you stop? I'm very lost. And a bit woozy. Oh. Hello there. Where are you and who are we? Maybe. Well, I don't know. I'm lost and drunk. Very drunk. I just started a new job. At a vineyard. Somewhere in Westfield. I don't know my way around here that well. The one with the grapes. They give you a few bottles when you sign on. I thought Westfield wine would be piddly, like elf wine. Let me tell you, it's not. So, which way should I go to get somewhere? Anywhere. Preferably the vineyard. Oh, by Malekith, just tell me. I don't know. Orcs have to watch themselves when visiting with wood elves. The boss may eat meat by 12s, including that of yourselves. That was the nursery rhyme I learned. But, what the hey? I'm headed straight to Vashabar. Thank you. I hope I remember all this in the morning, because you're my new best friend. I love friends so much.
On the move.
Hello, friend. It looks like the Recollection is camped right on top of Neriostare. We need a plan. That's Neriostare over there, surrounded by a Recollection stockade. I guess it's nice to know I correctly interpreted the map we found in Hope Route, but it does pose a problem. Assaulting a Recollection camp isn't our objective. Laramil says we need to find the Skein of Secrets. That's likely somewhere in the vaults of Neriostare. I recall a set of stairs leading down in the middle of the ruins. We should start there. I've seen a few Recollection scouts come and go while I've been watching, but I haven't seen any of their leaders. Of course, I have no idea what's waiting for us in the underground portions of the ruins. If you want to hit them head-on, I'll follow your lead and help as I can. But there might be an easier way to get where we need to go. Before we commit to an attack, why don't we scout the perimeter and see what other options present themselves? Let's look around and try to keep out of sight until we're ready to make a move. That's the main gate. Lots of Recollection there. No way we're getting through them without a fight. The Recollection brings supplies to this gate. The sentries here are predictable. We might be able to slip by them, or we could try the path to the north. Although, I don't know where that leads. I think we've seen enough. Let's compare notes. Looks like we've got multiple options for getting inside. From what I recall, we'll find the stairs to the buried halls in the middle of the stockade. Assuming the Recollection hasn't blocked them up, that is. It depends if we want to announce our arrival or stay hidden. The gate to the east is heavily defended, but there are fewer sentries at the west entrance. I think we could slip by them. Or we could try the path to the north. That's a good question. Sometimes natural fissures or caves provide hidden entrances to buried ruins. I saw no Recollection forces in that direction, so it might be worth investigating. Your call, friend. I'll follow your lead. Those are the
No
stairs
guts, no
we're looking
glory.
for. Be careful. I remember encountering some deadly traps, and it looks like the Recollection's been busy down here too.
Stow your weapons, my friend. We've won.
The Great Hall of Neriostare. This is as far as I got on my previous visit. The door to the south leads to Neriostare's vault, but it's sealed by this Welkin stone. The Recollection's working on the puzzle. Let's look at their notes. Interesting. Let's talk about how to proceed, friend. I've got no talent for spells, but I picked up a bit of arcane lore in my time. The ancient aliens were fascinated with light. They devised ways to harness its magicka, or draw it from ethereal crystals, like this burnt-out stone. Great Welkin stones like this one powered mighty enchantments. They could make buildings float in mid-air, maintain networks of magical portals, or seal impassable gates. I think this is exactly what we're looking for. Someone in the Recollection thinks so. Besides, you don't build a door like that or a lock with a Welkin stone without a reason. Explorers have visited Neriostare many times over the years, but no one's ever gotten past the dead crystal. Do you see the empty sockets? The mage I came here with years ago thought we needed lesser Welkins to restore the Great Welkin Stone, but we couldn't find any. Judging from these notes, the Recollection's experiencing the same problem. Good idea, friend. The lamp and abolisher give us an advantage previous explorers didn't have. I suggest we start with the East Passage and look for a way up to the north. The Recollection Mage's notes suggest we might find something there. I came here as part of a small adventuring company. Brave companions and good friends. Anyway, we found the stairs in the ruins and fought our way past a small horde of skeletons to reach this spot. We hope to find some treasure overlooked by other explorers. The vault door certainly seemed promising, but the Welkin apparatus stopped us here. Neriostare's undead forced us to retreat before we could figure out how to get past it. We parted ways long ago. I had one close call too many in ruins like these, so I decided to retire and take up a safer vocation. We said our farewells in Skingrad. It's ironic. I'm falling into dangerous habits again. It looks like Nantharian intends to plant more Wildburn seeds. I thought we were finished with all that at Hoperoot. What really worries me is the suggestion that the Wildburn ritual has another purpose. Planting seeds to wake the power that sleeps in the darkened home. I thought Nantharian wanted to cover Westweald in a great forest, but maybe the Wildburn is just the collateral damage of his real purpose. I have no idea. I dimly recall seeing that turn of phrase somewhere before. A translation of an old Ayleid name, maybe? But where the darkened home is and what's there, I couldn't say. That strange glow. Is the lamp doing that? Amazing! That stone wasn't there until the light of the lamp revealed it. Great! Let's go back to the Great Welkin stone and try it in one of the sockets. Look! The stone you placed is feeding the Greater Welkin. Let's find the rest of the lesser stones.
Undar was with us in that fight.
That's the balcony beyond the gate mentioned in the recollection notes. Try a Bolasha. I think there's another stone nearby. Try the lamp here. Look at that! Another stone! Take it, friend. Another stone. 2 more and we'll see what the Great Welkin Stone is protecting. This must be the pit mentioned in the recollection note. Can we use a Bolasha here? I think the lamp's found another stone. Give it a try. Amazing. The lamp pulled the stone into our reality somehow. How does this work? That's 3 lesser stones. There should be 1 more to find. The gate's blocked by rubble. I think a Bolasha might help us here.
Show your weapons, my friend. We've won.
That's the last of them. Let's return to the Great Welkin Stone and see if we can open the vault. The vault is unlocked. We'd better go in before the recollection notices. Just think. No one set foot in here in ages. Except for any alien undead that might be around. To an inner chamber. Collapsed stairs? The aliens left us one last obstacle. There, to the south. I think I see something. So that's the skein of secrets? I wonder what it does. Go ahead and take it. We shouldn't linger here. Over there, friend. Isn't that an Echenir manifestation? We should see what it reveals.
Why do you trouble my peace, The many paths splinter. You manipulate fate in ways that were not meant to be.
What I do for the good of all. Why can you not see that more?
I'm not alone in my concerns, Athelia. Constrain yourself, or we will constrain you.
And you will fail. Now be gone.
A memory of Athelia arguing with Hermaeus Mora. Have you ever seen such a thing? Friend, we should talk. An ancient quarrel between Daedric princes is beyond me, friend. But it's clear Mora attempted to reason with Athelia. She willfully ignored his warning, and was too strong for him to overpower without help. A good point. And now we have the 3 relics they used to defeat the Prince of Paths. The question is, where and how to use them? We know what Abolisher and the Lamp of Clarity do, but we have no idea how to use the skein. I'll take the Skein of Secrets home and study it. Laramil thinks it's important, and King Nantharion didn't want us to get it. Whatever he's planning, I bet the skein can help us stop him. I'll meet you back in Skingrad, friend.
In the saddle.
Did you hear? The King of Vashabar. He's the leader of the Recollection.
I knew those Vashabar wood elves were to blame for all this.
Over here, friend. We should talk. It's strange. When I first retreated from Neriostare, I wondered for years what was hidden in that vault. Never guessed it was the relic of a Daedric prince. Now that you're here, let's take stock of our recent discoveries. The two of us recovered the Skein of Secrets. You and Tribune Alea saved Feldergard Keep and found Abolisher, and you discovered the Lamp of Clarity at the Outcast Inn. You learned something about Athelia, too. We finally have an advantage. Laramil believes these relics are the key to defeating Athelia and her Recollection and Daedric allies. We still need to figure out when and how to use them, but thanks to you, we have what we need to save Westweald. Take this, friend. After my initial examination of the Skein of Secrets, I still don't know what to make of it. It's a map, but the image is constantly changing. I think it reacts to whatever the viewer is looking for. I wasn't having much luck. Then I had an idea. I thought about finding Nantharion, but nothing happened. Then I remembered that these relics were made to find and defeat Athelia. So I thought about her, and these Daedric runes appeared. I think they translate as the Staff of Many Paths. Precisely. Nantharion used the staff to prepare the Wildburn seed ritual before you stopped it. I think the skein is showing me places where Nantharion is using the staff to plant more seeds. A lot more. So, friend, want to help me stop Nantharion? If I'm right, Nantharion is planning to set off a massive Wildburn, enough to destroy Skingrad and cover the entire Weald in forest. Take a look at the skein, and you'll see the sites I'm referring to. I think they can lead us to Nantharion. I'm not sure. If I understand the story of the relics, they were made to counter Athelia, and she has the power to avoid detection, hence the unseen. My guess is the skein can't spot her directly, but instead looks for places she exerts her power. From what we can tell, the staff is Athelia's relic, filled with her power. Right now, since Athelia doesn't seem to be exerting any power of her own, the skein has focused on the staff. Lucky for us, Nantharion has that, and we need to find him. The lamp only revealed hidden objects close by, and I think you need a clear idea of where you want to go to open a portal with Abolisher. Don't worry, friend. I suspect we'll need all 3 relics before we're done with this business. Not since we left for Neriostare. Laramil said that while we looked for the skein, she'd continue her search for Torvasad. She expected that might take her far beyond Westweald. I wish she were back. She understands all this better than I do. Daedric relics are her specialty, not mine. Laramil could have figured out how to use the Skein of Secrets with a single glance. Well, since we don't know when to expect her, we'll just have to do the best we can on our own.
Even if we can see where Nantharion used the staff, there's no guarantee we'll still find him at those sites. I'll confer with my scouts and get help from Bashabar. The more eyes out there helping us look for the Recollection, the better. It's clear the Recollection are everybody's enemy, and the Shardborn too. I'd be foolish to turn down help wherever I can find it. Besides, I might have been too quick to assume our new neighbors were behind Westwield's troubles. I don't have a problem with wood elves. I have a problem with squatters and conquerors. I can be hard-headed, but Baragon's proven himself to be a loyal ally, and the people of Vashabar were tricked by Nantharion. I can admit I was wrong about them.
Over here, friend. We should talk.
Did you hear? The king of Vashabar. He's the leader of the Recollection.
I knew those Vashabar would help you play for all this.
What do you have there, traveler? Something is rustling about in your bag like a fell runner on fire. Oh, thank you. Just look at this little darling. I always wanted to raise a guzzard by hand. I'd almost given up on Marcian. I should have known they'd find a way to finish the job. Please, take this for your trouble. Look at the wings on this little guzzard. They're so tiny, and the skin is so pink. The guzzards back in Craglorn were never this cute. I'm still waiting on 2 other quarries from Marcian. If you find them, I'd gladly pay you for the extra help. I asked them to trap some guzzards for me as pets, an adolescent and an adult. They remind me of my home back in Craglorn. I also lost my dear pet wormmouth, Verzidu, on the journey here. If anyone can bring these creatures to me, it's Marcian.
I will bring your murderer to justice, Father. This, I swear. You've come to the town of Ontus at an unfortunate time, traveler. I myself have only just returned. Coming home to bury one's father is never an easy thing. What other explanation is there? My father, Oberyn, was town constable. He wrote to me about investigating some suspicious deaths. Then suddenly, I get a letter telling me he had died. I requested leave from the Legion and returned as fast as I could. Not yet. First, I volunteered to replace him as constable. Then I had to make the arrangements to bury him. With multiple deaths to investigate, I was hoping to hire a deputy. Would you be interested in the job, traveler? Your first task is to familiarize yourself with what's happening here. The graveyard is a good place to start. Notice the number of recent markers and the similar causes of death. Go on. We can talk again after you examine the newer grave markers. Ontus attracts workers from both the Highlands and Hammerfell. It's known for its prosperous ranch, and the quarry has made a fortune supplying Cyrodiil with stone to repair keeps on all sides of the war. As a legionary, I'm not thrilled about that. I was. Still am, I suppose. My commanding officer granted me leave to put my father's affairs in order. When that's done, then I'll decide if I'm still needed here, or if my place is back with the Westweald Legion. Tell me your thoughts, Deputy. You examined the newest grave markers. Give me your impressions, Deputy. Indeed. My father wrote that both the ranch and the quarry were working their laborers very hard of late. But prior to this, I never heard of a fever that strikes down strong, healthy workers in the prime of their lives. They call it fatigue fever. So the town leaders would have everyone believe. My father made no mention of feeling unwell in his last letter. It was dated the same day he died. He often wrote to me about his investigations, said it helped him think through all the permutations. Just that he was baffled. He described fatigue fever as a strange illness that was killing workers, but he had a feeling there was more involved in the deaths. He suspected foul play, and so do I. All right, enough chatter. Let's get back to it. Talk to some of the townsfolk. They may be more willing to open up to a stranger than to me. You'd be surprised what ordinary folk pick up on when those in power fail to notice. My father's letter said he was planning to question Grakuk at the stone chip, ranch overseer Marak, and quarry boss Larina. Let's start where he left off and talk to them. Then, check my father's office. I haven't been able to do that yet. Just see what they have to say about recent events. The deaths of their fellow workers. My father. what they think about fatigue fever. My father must have assumed they had something to tell him. We need to follow up on that. My father's office. My office now, I suppose. It's been unoccupied since he died. I know I need to go in there. Take stock of things, but it's hard. If you could see if anything related to our investigation stands out, I'd appreciate it.
I yearn for the day when the Prince of Trickery brings me to his side. I will stroke the fur of Barbas and enforce my master's pats on Nern. That day cannot come soon enough.
For Leowen. Traitors behind and Longhouse before will seek the Sword Master's death in this war. Saisahan fights to cheat such a fate. Alone now, he battles through the gate.
Despite rumors to the contrary, Carvane Ranch only hires qualified applicants. Seasoned ranch hands only. We have no time or inclination to train novices. And we especially have no need of rowdies. Perhaps you should inquire at the quarry, Ah, I see. I had an appointment to speak to her late father. Unfortunately, he succumbed to that terrible malady before that occurred. I'll tell you what I plan to tell him. No crime plagues the town of Ontus. Just a lamentable disease. Isn't that the nature of lawkeepers? To see a crime behind every event? Guilt is the source of every motivation? Baron Carvane ordered me to cooperate, as long as it didn't interfere with the business of the ranch. You really are new. The Baron owns Carvane Ranch, which feeds most of Westweald. This fatigue fever, as it has come to be known, is a burden on business, but you can't toss a disease in the dungeon. If there is nothing else, good day to you.
I wish my husband believed in himself more. I'm sure he could find work if he was just a little more confident. I'll pray to Zed to make the farms here flourish. Then there will be plenty of work.
Another worker out sick, and right after one of my best died in his sleep. You look strong. Interested in making some coin in the quarry, stranger? Constable Ulbrin's daughter? Look, if this is about that conversation I had with Yabrin's father, I must have been mistaken. I don't know anything about the illness, other than I've lost more quarriers lately than I can replace. Briefly, I thought I noticed something, but I was wrong. Besides, he died before we could talk more. Look, the illness is bad, but my remaining quarriers are more than making up for the workers we lost. Beyond that, I have nothing more to say. Listen, I'm just the crew boss. I hire quarriers and keep them busy. If you have questions beyond that, you need to talk to Lady Raxley. She owns the quarry and knows a lot more about what you're asking than I do. Now, I have a quarry to run. Let's go.
I will bring your murderer to justice, Father. This...
Welcome to the Stone Ship Tavern and Gambling Den, stranger. Looking for work in Ontus? Or did you come to our fine establishment because you heard we host the best games of chance this side of the Strid? So you're Yabrin's new deputy? Good. She could use the help. I'm not sure I could come back and dive into work after losing someone as close as Yabrin was to her father. What can I tell you, Deputy? Constable Ulbrin was a good man. Kept the peace here. Made sure the workers, both native townsfolk and recent arrivals, got along. He was a friend. I know he was concerned about the illness spreading through town. Shame it killed him. We talked all the time. As I said, we were friends. He'd sometimes inquire if there was any chatter in the stone chip he needed to worry about. But the only news I can think of is that a lot of our regulars from the quarry haven't been in a while. Not much to tell. We're a small town full of hard-working people. Most everyone is employed by the Carvane Ranch or the Raxley Quarry. Baron Carvane and Lady Raxley have always had sort of a friendly rivalry, but lately it seems less cordial. The ranch makes a substantial profit providing food for the town and the region. While the quarry has had some success, since the war for the throne heated up, it's begun to challenge the Baron's status and put a strain on their relationship. It's the illness affecting the workers. Took Constable Ulbrin, too. We saw the first signs of it a few months back. It started innocently enough. Most thought everyone was working too hard. But then those with the illness started dying. He was? That's a good question. I suppose maybe it was a little strange that only people who work at the ranch or the quarry were getting sick. Until, that is, Healer Navalma and Albrin got ill. The disease came upon them and they died very quickly.
What else is there to do when you're not working at the quarry or ranch?
Not much for the match wagers myself. I prefer cards, stones, or chits, you know? I bet on myself.
Deputy, were you able to interview the townsfolk I suggested? I wonder what my father hoped to get out of talking to them. I know this is all tied to fatigue fever. I just don't know how. What about the constable's office? Did you find anything important there? My father's notebook? It describes how productivity increased lately, at both the quarry and the ranch. Interesting. And he mentions how the town healer died suddenly, before she could share her findings. 2 suspicious deaths that break the pattern. That 2 healthy people, not connected to the ranch or quarry, were suddenly inflicted with fatigue fever and died faster than any other victims. My father planned to talk to Baron Carvane and Lady Raxley next. Do that, while I investigate the healer. Let's rally at the Stone Chip Tavern when you're done, Deputy.
You're the new deputy that's been running around town asking questions. I'm not inclined to appreciate such activity. Bear that in mind as you conduct your business with the Baron.
The Carvane Ranch does not sell to individual buyers. This is not a general store. Might I suggest the markets in Skingrad? Or perhaps you can purchase a meal at the Stone Chip Tavern. Glad to hear that young Yabram has gotten right to work. Her father would be proud. But I am uncertain as to what I can tell you that would help advance her investigation. What exactly is she investigating, by the way? I didn't realize that sickness and illness were now the purview of the town constable. I can tell you what I know. A strange disease has befallen workers at my ranch and at Raxley's quarry. Unfortunate, but there's no crime that I can see. Is it? No matter. None of this is a concern to me, and I have no idea how to help you. I have enough to do just to keep the ranch running in these difficult times. So if there is nothing else, I'll bid you good day and good luck with your inquiries.
You heard the Baron. We've got nothing to hide.
Turn away from us. Send your earthquakes to our neighbors.
Lady Raxley is very busy. If you must talk to her, be succinct, be direct, and be polite. Then leave as soon as she dismisses you.
If you're looking for work, please talk to Quarry Boss Lorena. I have more important things to do than deal with common laborers. Yabrin's back? I assumed she was fighting in Cyrodiil, or guarding the Count's precious bear. If this is about Olbrin's suspicions, I'll tell you what I told the healer. My quarriers enjoy the rewards that come with hard work. Illness is not an issue. Did it? I don't recall any standing appointments. The constable always treated me with the respect I deserve. He never found it inconceivable that Emperor Leovic personally granted an Argonian an imperial title. Not like Baron Carvane. My business is none of your concern. We struggled in the past, and were almost forced to sell to Carvane, but we turned things around. All it took was a war, a demand for stone, and for our quarriers to work a little harder. Now, please leave.
I'm pretty sure I heard Lady Raxley ask you to please leave.
Feathers. Deepest apologies.
Any gold to spare?
Deputy, over here. Deputy, I have a message for you from Constable Yabrin. The constable said she found something at the healers that pointed to a possible source of fatigue fever. She asked me to let you know, and that you should meet up with her. She wants you to help her search Carvane Manor and Lady Raxley's tower. That I couldn't say. She wasn't exactly eager to share the details of her investigation in the middle of a town gambling den. But between you and me, if Carvane and Raxley aren't guilty of this, they sure as Tusk are guilty of something. Carvane Manor's south of town, on the Carvane Ranch. Watch yourself there. The ranch hands don't take kindly to trespassers. As for Lady Raxley's tower, it's north of town, looming over the quarry.
Ah, there you are. We should investigate Zegger's Blind next. I'm interested in what you found, and you can tell me on the way. I want to check out Zegger's Blind. I heard more than one of the hired mercenaries mention the name, as I made my way to find you. It's just to the northeast of the town. Oh, good. You found it. The place used to be crawling with goblins. Let's see what's in here now.
Someone go for a night?
Sitting on that desk. Take it, and see if it unlocks any of the drawers. Not for that desk? Then let's find the lock that key opens.
Shining steel!
Over there. Try the key in that desk. They're after us. And Grakuk. I'll go warn him. You destroy this alchemical equipment.
weapons, my friend. We've won.
And of its soul flows.
Damn. Mercenaries got the drop on me. Constable Yabron. They busted in right after she arrived. Mercenaries by the looks of them. I tried to help, but I'm not the fighter I used to be. They took Yabron. They made a point of shouting so everyone could hear. Fatigue fever is your fault, you and your crooked father. I know that's not true. They want to blame her. Said they were taking her to the Ontus reservoir. North, near the river.
Be nice to get off my feet.
Agree to sign the confession, Yabron. My patience won't last forever.
Over here! Get me out of these bonds!
Give me that. I'll sign her damn name. In case you haven't noticed, we've got company.
The deputy. Mercenaries, kill them and dump the elixir into the reservoir. Come, Rexley. We need to get out of here.
Deputy, you stop the mercenaries! I'll go after Carvane and Rexley.
Let's get this over with.
I never did like lawfolk.
Pay for that!
Far enough, Baron. I've got them. What happened at the reservoir, Deputy? I can't believe I allowed myself to get captured by this bunch. If my fellow legionaries hear about this, But tell me, did you stop the mercenaries from polluting the reservoir with the remaining elixir? Good. And we have enough evidence to implicate them. Not only in the deaths of Healer Navama and my father, but in the deaths of all those workers. Their alchemist created an elixir that made the workers more productive, but at a terrible cost. That's another death to lay at their feet, and all in the name of profit. They plan to destroy the town, blame it all on me, and run off with their ill-gotten gold. I'm just glad you were here to help stop them. I'll present the evidence we collected to the magistrate in Skingrad. Help determine who takes over the ranch and quarry. Ontus needs those businesses to continue, though without the danger of fatigue fever. Here's your pay, Deputy, with my thanks. I hope my father can rest easier now. I finished what he started, and brought the murderers to justice. I'll see them get whatever punishment the magistrate deems acceptable, whether life in a dungeon, or the executioner's blade. Thanks again, Deputy. That's a good question. I haven't quite decided yet. I want to stick around long enough to wrap this all up. See Carvain and Raxley face justice. Help decide the future of the ranch and quarry. Beyond that, we'll just have to see. I might have to. I'll need help rounding up the rest of the mercenaries at the ranch and the quarry. Damn it. There's a lot to do before I can figure out what's next for me. If you wander this way again, know that Ontus will always welcome you.
Fine. Lock us in irons and take us to the magistrate. I'll accept whatever punishment they decide.
I'm innocent, I tell you. I was just a pawn. It was all this damn lizard's idea.